Jets saved their best national TV audience with outstanding. No one else did. There's thought, and it's just starting to show once again why you need to give players more than a full season to read. And it's a huge deal for the Jet defense. Jenkins and Lee played side disruptors for start of something exciting. And Jeremy Curley for 4 games, but it's actually tell you why as Jets Uncover Network starts now. 2017, welcome of covering New York Jets football here. And hopefully the New York Jets in there after the Buffalo Bills. In that, and there's some part it's good to see the Jets winning everybody and all the comments that the media all summer long that we talked about. And they're the ones always about and historic. Well, you want to see tanking? Go out. That's tanking. Anyway. Let's welcome in my co-host RotoWire.com sports writer. Again, there's a lot of good the Jets. Of course, the bad is now stick a fork in getting enough quarterbacks. At the earliest. At least a winning culture room that we discussed in the offseason. All that stuff is good forward.
One bad we will take that we really learned to learn how to dance, ugly dance routine. The joy they had really got into it, and nice fun takes place on expected and every QBs and the view. Look, maybe they really are see what they have. Evident that, as you said, that they will, that they're just not ready. Want to take a chance of putting guys ruin what I would call the good mojo account and what he's done for this team, and take a step back and realize the quarterback he's been. Fitzpatrick was a couple of years behind when we're thinking about not the longer term option, but if the team continues to play in the future, opinion I agree with, at least as of out and signing him as a backup, bringing a young quarterback. There will be market. Granted, the name Alex Smith, her cousin has been mentioned a lot, who has not been mentioned essentially because the whispers I know San Francisco got him first. That if they don't think he's there, might draft a QB. So there will be some QBs available in the draft. But for right now, a team that has coalesced, we see a Jet team playing comments, and I don't think they'll listen in others that they realize that even, as you've said earlier, distractions maybe had a bigger ear and it filtered into the. They are playing hard. Todd Bowles has shown that he can coach it. Mike McCagnon are sticking to that plan. Gave up on, I'd say, haven't produced elsewhere a little bit, but McCagnon did a good job. And right now, other tenants that's in right now, you're really happy to be.
Yeah, last week I mentioned about with Bowles, and I'm willing to the fact that, again, we need bad game day for about 5 or situation. He's done this, he's doing. There's been no call now, and that's the kind of progress I still completely is doing with the quarterback situation. That there's two. I've seen it, and he's a great coach, and thick-headed with John Oak. And I wanted to see Brendan Peters all laying him, but it took him to start playing a young kid. And we see other coaches do the same. Coach does what you want with the quarterback. Give him for that because of the fact that and the team is as long as Bowles, if they have, let's say go 8, and McCown plays like this the rest of the season, going out and you on a quarterback, going to be the starting quarterback week 1 next year. He will be. It would take something else to get. He's just at 2.5 years about practice and not. And we talked about this even with. If we're at practice, we're seeing a 38-year-old for over whatever practice kids that have been around for 2 or 3 years. Come on, and of course McCown's going to look. Is playing him, but it's not the field in the kids play. You aren't ever going to know. So that I have to still wonder about. Hoping it'll be a first-round pick. Smith, not interested. Okay. I talk, but I'm becoming a huge Baker Mayfield fan. First quarterback picked. He's quarterback picked. I think they get on this team. Kind of direction I'd rather see them winning. That's the most important. It's now time for us to just McCown gets hurt until a move is made.
Agreed. And how much fun is next week to see Ryan Fitzpatrick, McCown?
Oh, yes. 2 quarterbacks going up. Fitzpatrick and Josh McCown.
Again, we get to see who was the caretaker, a couple who's probably the caretaker, but how Fitzpatrick looked this week on him and be able to
that team should
go in as something we haven't seen.
It would be crazy.
We last couple of weeks, and it's funny. You talked about it when we did our other day, and we said, look, if one, they just ended up winning. They collapsed. You want to say whatever. It's kind of hard to argue. You look at the team, and you look at this team literally 1 to 3 games better. You can look right now compared to any.
See, I look at this as the way that I preseason, not that the Jets will be in the season next season. Casted the Eagles this season, I thought because of what happened to them, that they had a young quarterback and they lost a lot. We're learning on the close games and up and coming team, and that's what they got to learn how. Eventually, when they do, then I'm not, as I've said all season, any of these close games because this is a process. And as we've said, look, with all the picks they have, if we look, we know they need a quarterback. Hopefully, again, hopefully they can sit right where they field, and it is very possible that book spots to get a guy like that. We know these are obvious needs, but again, multitude of draft picks in order to. So the only other major, besides the two obvious ones we've been looking at years, right? Another couple of linemen. You got a fourth round lineman. You get a corner. You've got your running backers. You've got like a nose tackle if you want. That's definitely a need early in the draft. See money. So they're really, and this is why we talk season. There isn't a roster shot for this team to be even that. The sooner we get the young, the sooner that we can get to the point. Still at least 2 years from being a Super Bowl. We have to enjoy the process and.
Argue with that. I mean, you said it. I'd love to see an outside because of major need corner, and hopefully Claiborne can be either another guy on the outside of him. Quarterback we've talked about before. Receiver with Curly games for PED, which but accepting the suspension had hand.
Oh yes.
As well as 32 snaps, I think, to Arius Stewart getting omitted.
There's no targets. That's new. Start throwing to the young. Okay, give him a chance.
That's great. Ball be on the field.
Yes.
That they start to be incorporated and indoctrinated, which will only help if they're going to start rolling coverages of Anderson, which we've seen, from over to Austin Teferi and Jenkins the last several weeks.
Too. So
are the keys, I think, and things that need to be built on now. I don't think any of us expected it. That Patrick and the
yes,
it would be a major discipline. This game, you go 5-5. We're kind of playing with house money.
They have to win this game because the Bucs don't want to play for Cutter anymore. Said that for 2 years. Actually said it for third year. Well, however, know that for a fact. Shouldn't be there. They're soon. So they're not have to. And I know I may not win because you got a team when you got two teams that are really know who's going to have a good week or a bad. When you have one team that's basically fighting their asses off every week, who's going to win? So yes, it's Tampa Bay just on nuts. I mean, there's even the Dolphins. A problem. I'm willing. I mean, I wish they'd play their worst game. Oakland, you still can't count on them. That leads me to believe that they're going to come back. So there's a lot of talk about Houston without Watson. There's things in the AFC now that will give the Jets a chance to make. They're going to win 7 or 8 games and then go to the postseason.
Look for a top pick anymore. You still are unlikely. So if you're not going to go for Mayfield or somebody else now, why not go for opportunity and end of the year to give the young players continuing on what they've already built to realize a week where you have an opportunity. The Jets had the opportunity against Buffalo for lots of reasons. The youth on this team, and given the fact the team was built more on veterans, and this year is one where your whole foundation and laying the foundation, go and become and take a team to. Why not give them that benefit in a pennant or postseason? Don't get there. Just the experience aid the players to be better, even to take it to the next step and to see consistently in postseason.
To see the Wilkerson that again looks old Mo Wilkerson. Again, look, they find them a nose tackle have to go along with one. That is going to price. And then I've said all along I like now, is this the beginning that he could be more than just, a solid backer that does all the little things, actually provide a little. Don't anticipate this is the beginning of the year. Hopefully, I have confidence he's going to be a very fair. The question is, he had one of his best games, other than the game against the Dolphins. Million mistakes in that plays. I didn't see him make some good plays. So hopefully, young he is. So he'll be coming along as well. We're psyched about the 2 drafted. Look, Burris just has to play. Got beat again for a touchdown. So this is why, and you got to get him out, give him some more time to develop. I mean, Matt Forte, all right. He sure didn't seem banged up. But why is Matt Forte getting told? They've got to see an opportunity to play more. Knock I still have. I'm relying on these young guys. The young take out for you. And hopefully for seasons to come. So other than that, you can't really at this point, and I expect them to be fine.
They're looking at it that we're going to play the guys that give us that they need. Incorporate some of the young guys maybe a bit more. You see what they've done with May, what they've done with a couple of years, and giving them. And maybe that hasn't portrayed everybody, but I think we're splitting hairs and picking based upon what they had lost this past week and dropped and put themselves in a. Don't have an opportunity with you, and granted, if that happens again, we're with you again. But for right now, it's clean in terms of the usage. Some of the guys get a bit more raw.
It's just the way how he's made. He's going to rely on older guys, even though if these guys are the McCowns, he's going to play. But again, as I say, things that have gone right. There's a lot of coaches, good coaches that and this just happens to be his. But that'll be up well, and within. this won't be the case. You just what you got to do is Bowles the opportunity to go after year old quarterbacks. You wind up track. So he's got no alternative, and see, that's the thing. A quarterback in the draft on the roster. I would just go ahead. Of course, it'd be nice to want him there because I wouldn't try. I would just be like, oh, McCowney, it's my job. I'm not resigning him. You're going to play him. So and is Hackenberg, and there you go. No Forte. So Powell will be McGuire number 2. That's what we'll see. Bowles continues, and he doesn't give us anything. The team continues to play hard, and if that's I'm looking forward to it. I like the fact when obviously it's kind of
than what we thought the season was going to be. Now I think we take everything a little bit of grace right now. Hope it continues.
All right, so Bay, and what else do we have? You got schedule.
I will in about 2 seconds.
Bay, we still have to play the in New England.
Definitely once already.
So we only have New England left.
I mean, again, can't complain about our the ones that we don't have to worry about. You already know where the Patriots are going to be. I mean, they're always at the top. The Buccaneers, then the bottom. Really, two very tough. Are playing a little bit better at home, on the road. The Chargers at home.
Oh, that's all right. A win because they'll have Paxton.
Yep.
And Carolina.
Carolina's iffy, and then you would have Chargers at home.
Yeah,
it's
you beat
the
the Chargers.
Especially
beat the Chargers. You lose to the Saints. So yeah, that I didn't. You say
lose against the Bucs. You hope you're 5-5.
Oh, the Chiefs. That's the trick right there. To go. Yeah, you got to beat. You got
any shot at the postseason. 2 surprises, other than obviously beating the Chargers.
Yeah, that's your 7 Patriots. So you got to beat the Chiefs. So you're probably gonna end the Panthers. Where's the Chiefs? Is it
the Chiefs game?
Okay, I wouldn't have to tell you the truth. I'm not completely that hard to beat. We're not New England. I don't care if they beat New England. But yeah, probably Carolina and New Orleans. We can get 9 wins in the AFC. So, but yeah, it's nice and so keep sticking together. Major injuries or anything. Just want to continue to watch and enjoy some. Who knows? Maybe if things, maybe we'll actually get a good game. Doubt we get a flex game. We are New York later in the season, but
you never know. I don't know about Panthers game. Likely no. Jets Saints is a 1 o'clock game. See that maybe.
And we would be 6 if we beat Carolina, and we're 6-6.
Then yes.
So we'd be got the Chiefs and the Niners before the Saints, right? Okay. So yeah, I don't know if 6 and 0. I mean, it all depends. There's a couple of games in there. We haven't been on Sunday at NBC.
Off top of my head, I do Monday night.
Yeah, we've been on Monday night. Ever been on? I don't weeknight football with NBC. It's weird. I don't recall that.
I can search. I don't.
Because they've been on for what, 4 or 5 years? It's been about a 4. I just don't recall ever. All right. Well, there you go. We next week, and then we will talk next week, and that because it's a road, and it's a must win. It's a must win. So that you were all right, but we should be favorite situation to be in. So talk about a win next week. Going pretty good about ourselves. Talking about that next week. All right. Appreciate it, Jan.
Okay. Bye.
All right. That's Jan.com. I promise I won't McCown anymore. I mean, they would have to fall up games for me to start complaining. It's just that, I guess it is what. So we'll deal with it. It's also because the team is winning. It's important. The main difference is too, team that's a big difference. An old team quarterback. You could still get behind that team a couple years ago. You could get behind. But at least like I said, you are going to have. It's going to happen. But it'll happen next year. Draft the right guy. That's all. All right. So that'll wrap it. Don't forget to check us out at NLads.com. College football depth charts are the YouTube or iTunes pages on Twitter. Send us a message for questions or comments. Thanks again for tuning into this Jan Levine and Greg DePalma. Right here. We, the JETS. Jets.